Race number 5 is the Elabar Vicbred Platinum Mares Sprint Championship Final. Nice little short name, J-Bond. It actually goes over to the next line on harness.org.au on my screen, this one.
We've both had to write articles that have got longer names.
Very true. Yeah.
Elabar Vicbred Platinum Mares Sprint Championship Final. Yes.
Yes. $30,000, $17.20. I like one here. It's probably a little bit shorter. No, it's about the right price. What do you like?
Are you talking about Herv bet prices?
I am. Yes.
Yeah.
I am.
One thing I do believe is that we have aligned beautifully. We've been simpatico. We've been in concert.
Ooh, simpatico.
Like Liam Gallagher and the team. Nice. I think we're going to divide here in the next few races. In the next 3 races, spoiler alert,
All right.
I've got best bets.
Okay. So that I'm kicking my camera around and ruining the angles. Yep.
I'm strongly tipping that Joe Lita is the one that you're with here.
All right. No, I'm not. If back in the day, no, sorry to put that fire out so quickly, but back in the day, if Joe Lita drew the front line, I'd want to be on it because fantastic leader. But no, I'm on Surfing Makes Sense, J-Bond.
Well, you know the price that you're looking at on Herv, what does it say?
$250.
Yeah, we won't get that.
No, I don't think so. I don't even know why I said longer. In fact, I do know. I was thinking of a later race, and I just totally tried to backtrack from that immediately. That was not right at all.
I didn't mean to expose you. I didn't mean to expose what you said.
Absolutely deserves to be favourite. And
it'll be short. It'll be short. Have a look at this front row quickly. Major Drama and Ivana by the Seaside are both going to have a little bit of a run at it, but then Surfing Makes Sense gets the lead so easily. Jolita does follow it through. I mean, there could possibly be 2 dangers, right? Jolita and maybe La Belle Bijou, in my opinion. In my not so humble opinion. Yep. IMNSHO. But Surfing Makes Sense.
Geez, we're aligning. Yep.
I've always had. I think I got a decent collect. Was it a semi-final of the Vic Bread or something? When Sahara Breeze might have won the race. It was behind the leader. Got to collect for a play. I've always had an opinion of Surfing.
Yeah, it was a semi-final. Yep, from behind the leader.
What was it paying?
It was $13 for the
might have been two something in place, and I just loaded up.
Bella won the race, J-Bond.
Sweet Bella.
And Soho Seraphine ran second, and Surfing Makes Sense came third.
It's not bad form, is it?
It's not bad form. It's funny. Shout out to my mate Walshy if he's listening, because I reckon he tipped me this horse way back at this horse's debut. Does a little bit of work breaking them in, Walshy, and I don't know if he had anything to do with this horse originally, but he knew that this horse was a much better horse than the $31 that went round on debut. I think that's just a random memory. I think that was him. And if it wasn't, Walsh, I apologise and I take it back. This is a very nice horse. That last win, Jace, at Swan Hill, could Karen have sat any quieter towards the finish there? We're looking at what's that? 16, 27, 28 metres across its last 3 wins and doing it easily. And that's a heat of this series. So
it's a very nice cut. It's a very nice cut of a horse as well. It just. I think it's going places. As I say, leads. The question now,
yes,
my dear compadre, we just won it after our heroics going 8 by 7 by 5 by 6 or whatever last week with the pod quad. Are we one outing here, or are we throwing Jolita in as
I've got
insurance?
I think we've both got Jolita for second, based on what you've just said, and
Clearly,
La Belle Bijou is the third pick, probably a little bit behind Jolita.
Yeah.
And then Wendy's Wish around the 4th. Is that where you've sort of landed for 4th? Is that the
I'd be happy. I'd honestly be happy to include it to try and find. I'll tell you now. I'll be using this as a money race.
Yep.
And I'll be playing it. I'll be staggering it. It'll be a whole bunch of steps.
Okay.
Like going down the Empire State, because I'll go 4 to beat 10 to beat 11, 4 to beat 11 to beat 10, then 4 to beat. I'll have a tiny bit on 10 and 11 to beat 4, just as a tiny save, a tiny one. Small, China, tiny. But I'll also, for third, I'll throw in Wendy's Wish in the other one. Wendy's Wish for third. Major Drama.
Yes.
Ideal Assassin. and Kiyang Honeyjoy.
Ideal
But
Assassin.
I'm just searching for value for the bronze medal there.
The funny thing about Ideal Assassin is, and I haven't done the stats, or have I? When it goes forward,
Have you?
very hard to beat.
Well, it's not an ultra quick beginner, but you know what I reckon it might do here? Well, it won't do it. Who's driving Ideal Assassin?
Jackie's on it. So record from barrier 6 or 7, Jace. 4 starts, 2 wins and a second. And that's when it's been
getting in my space.
And it's been pushing forward from out wide. Not necessarily straight off the arm, I don't think, but when it rolls forward and gets to the chair, it boxes on pretty solidly.
Well, I think what they'd ideally like to do here, both horses trained by the Queen of all Queens, the matriarch,
yes,
Karen Manning, is that Ideal Assassin would balance and roll in an attempt to preclude, unless Jolita can just hunt through quickly, to preclude Jolita from getting that spot. And then there'd be a little bit of running of interference even there. The thing about Jolita, and you saw this in the heat, very, very quick, like the snap, push button, turn of speed. But the thing is, I think Surfing Makes Sense is just going to get it too easy in front. And if Jolita does end up in the breeze, I just don't know. I don't think Jolita can bully Surfing Makes Sense. So there'll be no 250 available, but good money race. And if they offer even something like $1.80, I'd play.
All right, so we're keen on that. But for the pod quad, which is our more wide-ranging quad, we'll go 4, 9, 10, and 11. Or do you want to narrow it up? 4, 10, and 11?
Or 10 and 11. I don't think Wendy's wish.
All right, we got 4, 10, and 11 for the pod quad. Race 6, the Aldebaran Park Mares Trotters. The Aldebaran Park Mares Trotters final, 1720 metres, J-Bon. And
crucial scratching here.
Yeah, crucial scratching. Number 4, Dichotomy. But Jess Tubb still has a runner in the race in Exalted. It's on barrier 11.
Oh, it's lovely to be Exalted. I'll tell you why it's even more critical than it might appear, and this is why we spoke in the intro about predictability in maps and how there's a butterfly effect when you get little changes, like a scratching here. I was very big on sequence anyway. Very, very big. Now I'm enormous.
That last start was just so tough, that win. Exalted.
It's a good horse.
Did its best to stir it up, but sequence was just too good.
Well, what happened in the heat? Picket Wire found the front, yeah, and I think handed up.
Yeah, and then sequence got attacked by Exalted.
Now
on the outside.
There's always a possibility when you go from a qualifier, a preliminary, a heat into a final, the tactics can change. But I just can't see them changing here. Link in Bio could be a little bit of a fly, a little Louis in the ointment to salve for
Louis, Aaron Dunn.
Was
it Aaron Dunn? I think so.
For Picket Wire.
Yep.
But whoever wins that battle, I think they're going to hand up to sequence, and one sequence is in front here. I think it's. I don't like using the term. I don't mind using it actually. I don't care. I'll just go back to my priest. Morale.
Yep.
Do you agree again?
I do. I've got Lincoln Bio crossing constant, but then sequence just running to the top.
And the little stat there, a little bit looks like diamond.
Let's have a little look at the stat. Yeah, what have we got here for the stat?
2
sequence?
Starts in front.
Ooh.
You think it would have been in front more than that, but 2 starts in front, 2 wins.
2 wins, yep.
And just to clarify, 2 out of 2.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Hang on.
Yeah,
100% record.
It's a hungy. And the other stat you've got there on the screen is Lincoln Bio record when trailing, 4 starts for 1 win and 2 placings. Little bit of calculation noise, please. A little bit of music and 75% record. That is there.
So I've thrown that in there, but like whether Lincoln Bio, I haven't actually got it trailing in my map, but I think it's a possibility. I think it's a smallish possibility. You would think that Picket Wire would get there, but Lincoln Bio would go by exotics here.
Yep. No, I'm all in sequence. I think really hard to beat. I actually thought the danger, depending on how the race sorts out, was rapid return.
Yes, yeah. I was about to. We can throw down the F-bomb if we wanted to, I think. But
we just have to put a warning up. That's all.
I was about to go Graham Kennedy. Yep. It's definitely the one for me as well as the roughie.
It was a good run. That last start was an eye catch. Obviously had no luck whatsoever. Only saw daylight late and was scorching home. J-Bon, you and I think we agree with this part. When you see a horse rattling home, that's one thing. But the key is keep watching. You want to see 30, 40, 50 metres
Correct.
after the line and see how far it is ahead of the others. Just to see what it had left. It had plenty left.
I think the other key too is if you don't know much about a horse or you've never seen anything you like and then it does something that you like, I take that you're on the watch list now.
Yep.
You know, you go to Netflix or whatever and you chuck it on the watch list. Rapid Return's a good horse.
Well, it beat...
That's not a fluke.
Beat Pickett Waikiki and Gucci and others in that second leg of the quaddie in the Sweetheart Trot final just a few weeks back.
It's funny, that was a final as well. David
Nathan
Abrahams might be able to... Nathan Jack, they might be able to get this horse peaking for a final. So
I'm keen on sequence, but I actually... I agree with you on that. It is my top pick. But I marked down here that the value is the 9, and if I got a decent price, anywhere near the $9 on harness.org.au bet, I'll be having something each way on it.
What would you want to place?
$270.
I won $3, I think. But yes, I don't think I'd back it to win because I'm so confident. Yep. But you can even play money races here with sequence to win and Rapid Return to run second and third. Not telling you, look, you do your own thing. You're dominating at the moment. But yeah,
I like those money races. You know, sometimes you can do money races two ways. One is just the map, the Stone Cold map. Yeah. The other is the Stone Cold class, where you've got two runners almost regardless of positions that will just win. Then you use your map for the minors. But then there's one other one where you'll have a lower strike rate, but you identify a value runner, and you play an odds-on pick up front, and you just put the value runner in, and you might not hit it every time, but when you hit it, you've got a huge advantage.
But the other thing you can do there, before we move on to the next, is have sequence to win, Rapid Return second or third, and even have another saver where you just say, okay, just to get some money back, I'll have another one.
Yep.
Yeah. Rightio.
That's the punting personality you mentioned earlier, Jace, where you've got to cover your bases.
If you're that way inclined. Some people want to be balls out.
True. Race 7, the Baraldo Coffee Mares Pace Final. Another final, Jace. It's finals night. 8 o'clock for the Baraldo.
I've got another best bet here.
All right. Drum roll. I reckon we know what it is. Chiripo?
I love this horse.
Nathan Jack again. Laura Wilson off, Nathan Jack on.
Put a memento for just a moment.
Hmm?
I just want to check something really quickly. Yeah. So I've always had a big opinion of the horse anyway, but going back fourth or fifth, was it? In a very good rate. The 2-year-old fillies final. Right?
Yep.
It came from downtown. Joyful won the race, Perfect in Pink second, Soho Seraphine third, Chiripo fourth, and Chiripo came from the absolute clouds at a 56-1 last. Would have been the quickest last half in the race. Now, it finds itself in a rating up to 55 final here. Sometimes you do get concerned about the draw. I mean, Nathan Jack, you can't do any better than N Jack, the Lothario, the Don Juan, and absolutely. I just think this is another morale virtually for me.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% here. I just think that the way that this horse won the heat, good luck to anything there turning the tables.
They're not in the same. They're not in the same class, are they?
They're not, and you know, I think Laura Wilson doing a magnificent job with this horse. Very talented horse. Nathan Jack, as you say, when he goes on anything, they tend to improve even more because he's a brilliant reinsman.
He's an artisan. I've got one. This is the final. I was about to say data snap.
Oh yes, let's have a look at that first.
But it's a bit of a weird one because I think Ruby Wingate can get to the top.
Wingate?
Who it would want to trail? I've got zero idea. But if it does hand up, maybe if Trubo came around very quickly, right? 18 starts in the trail for 14 placings.
That's extraordinary.
It is.
That is a really good Bond stat. That one, a really good one.
They're the ones when you excavate and you find them, you're just like, well, that is something.
Ruby's win last start was quite enormous. Was just rattling through traffic at the finish. It was pretty strong to the line. It was a good win, a bit of an eye catcher.
SP profile though, what is it on Hervbet?
It's too short in my opinion. 380 or something.
It was $26 in the heat.
So I wanted to take you back to this.
Can't go from 26 to 380.
So what happened in the first heat of the Tabmare's Pace, where Surf's Up Tiger Pie and Imagination Oro have come 20 metres clear of Ruby Wingate 3 starts back.
Yeah, I mean, that's what was $26, yeah?
Yeah,
it was out of position at the start. Now everything went wrong. Ruby Wingate.
Okay, because it meets these. It does meet those 2 horses again. You know what? I want to go back and check this replay because when I looked at it last night, I ended up sort of half cancelling out Ruby Wingate, and your stat there is making me reconsider that, position. But I thought Chiripo clear top pick. I thought Surf's Up Tiger Pie, Mick Stanley stable going super. I thought Imagination Oro was as good a run as Surf's Up Tiger Pie without beating it. So I don't think there should be such a gap, and there probably won't be. But Hervbet has $6 and $21. I think they'll be closer to similar. You Beauty, you've always got to respect the Aaron Dunn runners with his great strike rate, but it's drawn awkwardly out there in 11. And then I had Ruby Wingate, and I sort of drew the line there, but Chiripo is the clear top pick.
I wanted to find a money race option here, but even listening to you talk about it, it gets convoluted, doesn't it?
It does. 100% it does. Yeah.
Our Kinky Boots wouldn't be far away from a place.
Then you got Paris Princess.
Surf's Up Tiger Pie was short in its heat. And you just mentioned the win over Ruby Wingate. Imagine Precious Bell went huge. So
Paris Princess, megawatts. Yeah, there's too much going on, Jace.
Yeah, no. So I'm just... The weird thing is here, and I don't like taking multis anyway, but my 3 best bets come up in 3 consecutive races, all in the quaddie. So I don't need to, because this is going to be so ideal for the way I like to stagger, because I am bordering on certain that at least 2 of those 3 win, and we're talking about Surfing Makes Sense, Sequence and Chiripo.
Can we see some fireworks? Because I'm loving the confidence, Jace. A little bit of party time.
I used to get scared of fireworks when I was working.
Just backtracking, pod for race 6. Did we go Sequence and Rapid Return only?
Sure.
Or are we putting in Exalted? Or Picket Wire or Lincoln Bio?
We play wider. We play wider, don't we? But I mean, it's Sequence one out for me. But I'm able to throw in Rapid Return and Exalted and leave it at that. Okay.
I'm happy with just Rapid Return, but now I feel like we should throw Exalted.
We'll just throw Exalted in.
Because the last time you said throw in a Jess Tubbs Greek Sugars, it actually won the several $1,000s, so we better put it in.
And Chiripo one out?
Yes.
Or Ruby?
No, see, Ruby... Well, no.
No, Chiripo one out.
I keep thinking Ruby will be 20-1. It's 380 on Hervbet, so I don't know.
We won't make any money out of this. I know we've got in the kick from last week.
Chiripo one out it is. Race 8, Jay Bond is the beautifully named APG 3-year-old trot over the 2240.
If you've got anything to tell me about this, that'd be great. I can't. I'll tell you the only thing that I can be confident of, and it's why I'll end up probably having a dozen quaddies.
Right.
A dodecahede quad.
Oh, yes. Love those.
I am going to stagger every single runner in this race.
Right. Okay.
Because I don't know who's going to win.
I wrote not sure. So
not
there
sure.
You go. That's my. Was Daily Waters the name
terse.
of the pub in Footrot Flats, or have I got that totally wrong?
I feel like I should know. That's the first film I ever went to see at the cinema. No, I don't know.
No, it's a town.
It was Wall. And
what is Daily Waters? It's famous for its pub, but they don't really say why. So I don't think it was Footrot.
There's John Daly and John Waters.
I don't think it was Footrot Flats. I digress.
I don't think so either, but you half threw me out of kilter there.
I've got no real opinion on this race, so
No.
I'm sorry, I can't help. Race 9
If you had to have a top tip for fun, what would it be?
for fun. I'll say
Covelli Baby.
righto. Ikigai.
Sorry?
Ikigai or Ikigai for Kylie
No,
Sugars.
I don't think I'm an icky guy.
What are we playing in the pod quad field?
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
This
You
will be
literally can't lose if we get that far. So field.
even though
Race 9.
Quickly, you dominated me again last weekend, but when am I getting all these wines? Because Keing's in and went back at the start.
All these, yeah, come on now. The show is still young, Jace. We're only 5
You've got enough
weeks
money.
in.
Race
Yeah,
9.
true. Race 9 is the Neville Stud Mares Trotters final, J-Bon, on finals night. And I've got one here to finish the night in number 4, Oopsie Daisy.
Yes,
and I was hoping.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping that with horses 9, 10, 11, you've got Belle Neige, the girls got Flair and Elderbaron Brook. With them all drawn out the back, and Oopsie Daisy, in my opinion, the clear one off the front, I was hoping that we might get a price about Oopsie Daisy, given the class of the other 3.
No, you won't. We won't.
But no, I don't think we will.
I nearly included this as like my 4th. And now looks like Diamonds is almost there as well. But this is on the 2nd tier. But I don't think we will get a price. And it's the theme of the night, I reckon. And Kez is going to be the beneficiary. The beautiful Karen Manning is going to be the beneficiary again here.
Yes.
A little bit like Surfing Makes Sense, because Loving Us, Levinus, Loving You and Me, has got a little bit of touch of early speed. Baltic Spirit gets that okay. But Oopsie Daisy just looks absolutely, apart, unless Black and Gold, unless you fall asleep during the race and Black and Gold just flies
there it
forward and
is.
wins.
There's my horse. There we go. Black and Gold.
Oopsie Daisy looks near enough to certain finding the front. 1,720 metres. There are some nice horses off the second row. Balneige. The girls got Flares flying.
Racing so well. Tori Hutchinson
About
doing a
19
great job.
years old, surely. How old is it, 11?
Herb's on board. Don't know. But it's had 197 starts. 2014 it was foaled. 10.
10. Right. So
Yep.
Oopsie Daisy
it is.
But I reckon I can manufacture and manifest a money race here, because I reckon second tier would be Balneige and Elderbaron Brook. But then I'd be including Love and Us, Silent Reverie, and The Girls Got Flair. So you could have 2 different money races, 2 different tricks here.
Love it.
4 to beat 9 and 11 to beat 1, 8, 9, and 11. 1, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then 4 to beat 8, 1, 8, 10 to beat 1, 8, 9, 10, 11 for much less. And, well, it depends what Oopsie Daisy comes up, but I wouldn't. Hope is a dangerous thing, and I wouldn't get your hopes up.
No, I'm not going to, but I like Oopsie Daisy. So that just about sums us up. I think we're in for some fun here, J-Bomb, because we've got quite a few plays that I haven't found too many money races, but I found a lot of plays. I like Looks Like Diamonds. I like Surfing Makes Sense. I like Rapid Return Each Way, Sharipo, and Oopsie Daisy. So not a lot of sort of money races with my tricks, my plan this week. But I've got to work out how I'm going to play all of those horses.
The problem is, challenge. I mentioned this a couple of times last week. The only issue comes up, doesn't it, when, unless you want to take a multi,
which I don't like.
You've got some that you like there, but all of a sudden, if they come up much shorter than you want,
yes,
you're almost forced into trying to make a money race out of it, aren't you?
Well, and that's, you're right.
But you don't want to force it. You shouldn't force it. The trick is not to force yourself into a corner where you. This is the same with anything in punting, I reckon. When you're at an uncomfortable point trying to get something done,
don't you?
Do it.
It's the old scared money too. You know, if you're worried about your bankroll, for example,
you don't believe in it. The worst thing is watching racing. You don't really believe in what you've done.
Yeah, 100%. And so look, they're my best plays at this stage. How the game plan shakes out, I don't know. I might not choose all of them. I might try and turn some into a money race. One thing's for certain, at least I know I'll get $5.50 about Elderbaron Vera and I don't mind that on the 1x3 or 1x5 type basis.
Well, I'm looking forward to the quads the most because, as I say, I don't think I'll play them in a multi because I don't have to because the 3 best bets are in the quaddy. So I am. I've already manifested what I think the quaddy staggered combinations will be, and hopefully there's no scratchings. But there's going to be a lot, and I reckon we can make some money.
I want to raise the little alarm here when and it's a good alarm when J-Bon is feeling this way. Those game plans on good form, the quaddies used to be the play.
Yeah,
and I used to love when you were thinking about how many different staggers you're playing.
This is gold. This is gold.
This is beautiful stuff. Been a great show, Jace. We've covered plenty of territory, more territory than the early settlers.
What did we make Gareth Hall say?
They're in more trouble than the early settlers. I think
Gareth loves to absolutely corrupt an idiom, an adage, or a metaphor. We're in more trouble than the early settlers. Anyway, but by the way,
brilliant stuff.
Before we say goodbye, is that a Kilometrico paper, mate?
Yeah, it is. Yep.
I'm a huge pen fan. I could spend all day in Office Works, and that's one of the best. Well done.
These are good, very smooth blue.
Yeah.
On that note, good luck, punters. We'll be back next week.
Arua.